Merry meet and welcome everyone. This is Serona Rose and I am the celestial host of the AstroTarot Show that airs weekly on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and that is wherever you are on fringetv.online. And I do apologize that I didn't have my reading up last week for on the YouTube or Rumble channel. I had some technical difficulties and unfortunately, I am not a videographer and I have problems and I can't fix them, and well, here we are. So I'm trying to give you a little catch up about what is going on. From the 15th to the 21st. Well, first on the 15th, Venus met up with Neptune in Pisces. So that was giving us some creative energy coming our way. And then on the 16th, the Sun met up with Saturn. And this was on as well. This was really strong energy. And then on the 17th, the Moon met up with Pluto in Capricorn. Then on the 18th, the Sun moved into the watery sign of Pisces at 5:34 p.m. This is Eastern Time. Please know that when I discuss time, I'm talking about the Eastern Time zone. So please adjust to your area. And also on that same day, that is when the Moon moved into Aquarius at 12:35 a.m. On the 19th, the Moon moves into Pisces at 11:56 p.m. Eastern Time, getting ready to have the new moon on the 20th in Pisces. And this was a super new moon too. This is a time when a new moon is when the moon is conjuncting the sun, meaning they're in the same degree. Venus also moved into Aries, so I will be putting up a video for that. And she moved into Aries on that day at 2:56 p.m. Eastern Time. All of this is related to the energy that we're having, and each of these planets, they offer their energetic expressions, and here we are. We received them. What are we going to do with them? Okay. 21st was Fat Tuesday, so happy Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday, everyone. I know here we are celebrating Mardi Gras, and I think everything is going to happen this weekend, so not sure about that. Now I want to talk about Pisces really quick because we just had that new moon in Pisces, and we're getting ready to have a full moon, but I want to take us back to this Pisces new moon, which, every new moon is a new cycle. So it is an ending as well as a beginning. And, Pisces is very compassionate. Their motto is, I believe. And it is a feminine sign. It is ruled by the element of water. So it's mutable. And it's very receptive. It's intuitive, romantic, emotional. It's imaginative, and Pisces is very mystical. It's this mystical place of wonderland where we have fairy godmothers and we have all this wonderful mystical stuff, right? Pisces is adaptable. They are a water sign, so they're immutable, so they're adaptable, and they're very changeable. Neptune is the planet, and this is the ancient god of the sea. This is the second modern planet that was discovered in 1846. So this planet, like you've heard me say before, Neptune is the planet of is Hollywood. It's the planet of illusion. It's the planet of mystery, of glamour. It's Hollywood, but it is also the planet of deception. So we have to be careful with that. There's always that balance. Its symbol is the two fish, or it has been the 2 feet, which relate to what Pisces rules. Pisces rules the feet and ankles. The stone is aquamarine, and it brings serenity of mind, and it also magnifies energy. In the metal is platinum. So it is... and I also want to state with Pisces is that this sign is very, it's very sensitive to addiction. and to drugs, to those things that pull them out of reality. That is what Pisces is about, or it can be about, is escapism, using things to escape from your present day world. Now, with Celtic astrology, this is the time of the ash tree. Now, the ash tree is called Naun. Its symbol is the trident and the seahorse, and it rules the degrees of 28 degrees of Aquarius to 25 degrees of Pisces. And this is going to include the Celtic gods, Manannan and Lur, and other gods of the sea. So ash tree is a Celtic letter, and its name is Naun. It's a Gaelic word for Naunan, which means heaven. And this comes from ancient Ireland. This is one of the sacred trees, the Celtic sacred trees. So, this tree is tied to Fintan, and Fintan was the son of Bochta, which is ocean, and he's a Neptunian archetype. So he is the supreme authority in matters of tradition. So Fintan was the only member of the first group of invaders to survive the flood that inundated Ireland. So he was the first one. He was the only one that survived those great floods. And I believe this is referring to the last flood, what is referred to as the Younger Dryas. I think that's what that is referring to. Because as we know, the earth has been through several catastrophes and floods. The earth is a living entity, and it has seasons, it changes, it moves, so forth. So now Fintan survived this flood by changing into a salmon, and then an eagle and a hawk. And it is said that he witnessed all these succeeding invasions before reclaiming his human form. So there we have shapeshifter. And Neptune is known as a shapeshifter. So this is shapeshifter energy. When we're talking about mutable and changeable, we're getting into this. Shapeshifting is a very prominent in Celtic art. And it's, and again, it's the Neptunian nature to shapeshift. Neptune was also called the Lord of Chaos. And that to me represents primordial waters of creation. All life begins in the dark. The ash is called the tree of enchantment as well. And it is connected to Arianrod and Gideon. Because those two both mastered magic and illusion. So the Celts had powerful associations with the sea. And in fact, the ancient Egyptians referred to the Celts as a roaming people. A roaming people of the sea, meaning that they did take to the sea in boats and travel and whatnot. That goes back to all the way to 2000 BCE. And Lur is a Danann deity. He was the chief god of the Aegean race of people who invaded Ireland around 1500 to 1400 BCE. They were referred to as the race of enchanters. That's very interesting. So they were skilled in all arts and sciences. And it is said they descended from the sky behind a dark cloud that blotted out the light of the sun for 3 days. So I had to come outside because I just could not sit inside when it was so beautiful out here. So as we were talking about Celtic astrology. And here, the Ash people, they are said to have like a dual aspect to their character. And many times they can be hard to read. They can be, such as, it's hard to read their character and their true nature. So it's hard to read their motives and just what they're going to do, right? So this is a very artistic sign. It's very close to nature, and it is it can be temperamental. They're highly sensitive and emotional. If you study the Kabbalah, this is connected to Kether, which is the limitless ocean of negative light. And what this is, it means that it has qualities in common with light, but it's not light. It is a state of existence rather than an archetype. So it's a humble spirit. And our new moon that we had on the 20th was at 0 degrees of Pisces. So, I'm sorry, it was at 1 degree of Pisces. And it was about 1 degree and 22 seconds. So, and it was at 2:06 a.m. And this is a time when our personal strengths and weaknesses can be magnified. And I say this because of the other placements that are happening as well. Saturn is close by to this new moon. At this time he was still in Aquarius. So he was in the later stages of Aquarius. And those are very, very strong degrees. So it can be, he's there to stabilize that energy because, Pisces energy and the ash tree, this is changeable. So we have to understand that when we're having this constant change and we're having this fluctuation, stability added to it really helps. It really helps a lot. When we are trying to accomplish things. Saturn brings form to the formless, so that's something that we need to remember, and that's his job, and that is a wonderful thing. It's exactly what we need. Also, if those of you that are reaching for recognition in certain jobs and things like that, you will see this happen. This can also put us in perfectionist mode, so watch out for that. I know a lot of us like to do things, and we like to do things correctly, but sometimes we can be perfectionist, and we fix on it so much that we just mess it up. So yeah, this is, try to work on balancing the work and the play. The moon in this placement, it actually can enhance addictive tendencies, which, a lot of times are not really, many people are not ready to look at those within them. Addictive things can be anything. Sure, it can be alcohol, it can be drugs, it can be food, it can be relationships, it can be drama. There's so many people, and if you look at our news and you look at our TV, you can see that there's so many people that is addicted to drama and all of that icky energy that it brings. I mean, drama, Pisces can be a martyr type energy, so it can when people are acting in these ways, they are getting attention that they're wanting. I mean, there's something else there, of course. There's always the root of it. Usually the addiction is just the symptom. So Saturn's influence can help us use this energy constructively instead of destructively. And he wants us to look at those practical ways and real ways to bring the unmanifest into the manifest. Saturn again brings form to the formless, and he wants to bring structure. So he's good. Saturn is our manifestation planet. So when you're considering that, Saturn helps bring things to form, so he is very important within manifestation. This new moon was a super moon, meaning it was very close to the earth. So those of you that have a lot of water in your charts could really be feeling this. Pisces especially. And it is, you know, this is bringing the energy of endings and beginnings. And many times we can get so caught up in an ending that we fail to see the many possibilities of a beginning. So this is, I really feel like this, we are now we are into the new year. We are into this new energy. And it's almost like you're sitting on stage watching all of this stuff happen. It's like, me and my husband were talking the other night. We were talking about, how it is just like a show that's going on. It's absolutely crazy. It's like you can't even believe that some of this stuff is actually happening. And it's almost like it's rigged like this. It's like they know that it's not happening. They're just doing it anyway. Everybody is going into this play. It's like we're all watching a play and we're all seeing these characters up on a stage, and then but the stage is falling apart, right? The curtains are coming down. The theater's on fire. But it's all coming apart around us, and yet it's still going on. And these actors and actresses are still acting like nothing is wrong. And we really see that, when we talk about Pisces and Neptunian energy, that is that Hollywood energy. That is media. So, I will be doing an episode of Saturn moving into Pisces, and that's really going to open our eyes a lot to see how this energy is going to play out. Now, supermoons can give us seismic energy. I believe right before the supermoon, there was an earthquake in Turkey, and I know after that, after the 20th, there were some more earthquakes that happened. And I'm just reading my notes that I did on my show the other night. So this energy again will be very strong. This is the 4th out of 5 new moons within the first degrees of the sign that they're in. So this is very powerful. This is new beginning energy at its max, and it's intensified. Again, Pisces is a very sensitive sign. In Pisces season, it does bring out a lot of the feels, right? A lot of the emotions and the feelings. You may be experiencing the waterworks. You may be crying a lot. You may be just feeling overwhelmed. A lot of people feel overwhelmed with this. And it's almost like a wave. I mean, Pisces is like this wave of energy that comes and takes over, and it just washes away, right? Think about if you're at the beach and you have this big wave coming, you're out there playing all these nice little waves, and you're, oh, this is fun. Then all of a sudden, this huge wave comes and just wipes you out. That's how this energy can be because of the placements. And Pisces literally means water, so we could see some flooding happening and some more issues with water. Pisces is the culmination energy, so it's the culmination of all the signs that have went before it. And it is connected to source energy. And this is about unconditional love, oneness, we are all one mindset. Change of scenery again. Sorry, it got too buggy out, so I didn't want to let you see me swiping at bugs the whole time. So anyway, Pisces is this unconditional love, this yumminess, this oneness. And Yeshua, that's why he is identified with the fish, because, he really expressed that and taught that oneness, that we are all loved, that we should love each other, and we are all one, monotheistic God, that sort of thing. So with this, there's like a poetic theme that's happening here, and it's like we are seeing the unraveling. We're seeing what's going on, and it feels like as a new moon, new moons, we go in, and we're kind of like processing this as well, and we're just seeing it just unfold before our eyes. Pisces is about disillusionment, because it is the illusion. It is the Hollywood. It also represents media, film, drugs, big pharma, deceit. But Pisces always leaves that mystical, magical energy to it, meaning that, well, anything is possible, because this is the primordial pool. But it's going to be about what you make of it. How are you going to intend this? How are you going to focus this energy? So it wants us to harmonize, and it wants us to manifest our dreams. And that is really good when we have, wanting to manifest our dreams is really good when we have Saturn, close by, because he brings the form to it. He brings it into structure and physical form. Now, one other aspect I wanted to mention about this new moon is that it was conjunct the 4 royal stars, and this is from Persian astrology, and it was called Fomalhaut, and that is at 3 degrees and 52 seconds of Pisces. And this is, this degree is, the archetype of this is the spiritual teacher. Now, this fixed star will stay in a degree for about 12 years. And it is magical, it's mystical, beauty, creativity, it's poetic energy, it's source energy. So this is the energy of the spiritual teacher. So this is really highlighted here. And as it's a new moon and we're going inward, this is about looking for that spiritual teacher within. And I always say that, whenever you're beginning something, always get you a mentor that's seasoned, that has, knows the ropes a little bit, and, get some guidance from them. But honestly, it's only you. Only you can heal yourself. Only you can find your truth within. And sometimes we need help, That's normal. We need help for all things. So the new moon, that was some great energy to have for that Pisces new moon. And it's really, when Saturn passes through this, when he moves into Pisces, and I will have another video about that. When he moves into Pisces and he hits that 1 degree of Pisces, he will reactivate this new moon energy. So he will give us the bigger message here. He will kind of bring some reality. And that's what Saturn does. He's the reality checker. He brings reality to the place. He's like, okay, all of these dreams are great and wonderful, but so that is Saturn. And Saturn has been in Aquarius since March the 22nd of 2020. And you'll see what happened. If you look back in March 2020, that's when we had the lockdowns. Well, Aquarius represents freedom and Saturn represents restriction. So we see how that played out. And this is what we do, guys. This is astrology. You see these aspects, you see these placements, and then you go back and you look at history and see what happened. And that is how you can, and we can't always be 100%, right? But we can go back and we can look at what happened in those times and what energy was making itself known, so we can decipher what is going on with that. And you will have to go back and look at my astrology for those times. I talked about that in depth. It's, look on my pages, you can find it. So, March is going to really give us, and Saturn's going to be moving into Pisces on the 8th. So, we're going to be getting a big message there, and I don't know how it's going to be. I mean, when you look at this, you know, astrology is neither good nor bad. It is what it is, what it is. That is the law of nature. It's all about perception, right? It's all about what you deem is right or wrong for you, good or bad. This is a time this week. I mean, it's really been hectic already, and I wanted to go ahead and get this out to you because I would like to give you a little bit of guidance here. This week, it's really going to take a lot of grounding, and it's going to take a lot of meditation. I know people tell me all the time they have trouble with meditation. I get it. But that's a part of learning. If you have problems doing that, think about going for a walk, and doing that. You know, of course, you're not closing your eyes, but it is about learning how to center yourself. You know, the best thing I tell my students and clients, grounding is so important, so important. We are conduits, and the earth has energy that heals us. The second that we touch the earth, it begins, it clicks on the healing energy within us. So yeah, you need to be checking out how you can get outside, put your feet on the ground, put your hands on the ground, lay on the ground. You can go out for a walk in nature. A lot of people are very limited where they can go sit. You know, if you have a back porch or if you have a stoop, just go outside and be in nature. If you have a 1 foot of yard in front of your house, go put your feet on it. You can find ways to do this. And of course, they make all kinds of little gadgets around that you can ground as well, but whatever floats your boat there. Saturn is all about structure. And, you know, in that lockdown on freedom, he really showed us his strength there. So, and he is in the latter degrees right now of Aquarius, and we can see what's going on. Pisces is that very feminine. It's very receptive. So, you know, it's urging us to find stillness, to find peace within, and to find harmony. Guys, it all begins within. If your life on the outside is in turmoil, go look in the mirror. Go look in the mirror. Sure, we can't control what everybody does. We can't do that, but we can control what we allow in our lives. And we have to learn how to take responsibility for ourselves. And that is what Saturn teaches us. He teaches us responsibility. So, yeah, this is, that is all for the reading. And I do want to say that I will put the rest up, the newest one up as well, that just aired last night. I'm recording this on Thursday the 23rd. And I just had a show last night on fringetv.online. And I will get that posted to the pages as soon as I can. I actually didn't have a problem with that one. So, and I'm going to be putting up a post about Saturn and Pisces, and we also have Venus in the mix. She moved into Aries on the new moon. So this is where this is our goddess of love is hanging out with the warrior. And I urge you to go read the story of Aphrodite and Mars. Aphrodite and Aries. That was a really good love story. They were actually in love with each other, and they were lovers. And their first child was Eros. So, it's a good kind of myth. I like to read those myths, and I like to look at astrology and see how it's going with that. So I urge you to check that out. And I'll talk a little bit about Venus in Aries some more. She's going to be a little aggressive, you know. She's going to be quick in love. Mars right now is in Gemini, so it's going to be very stimulating. That is air energy, and it's very, very stimulating. Mars, we started out this week with Mars in a half square with Mercury. So there's a lot of information coming in, guys, and there's a lot of especially about relationships, not only just about what's going on in our world collectively, but also about what's going on personally. We're going to find some stuff about relationships we're in that's going to open our eyes. And when I say relationships, I mean all of them. This could be business relationships and partnerships. This could be love interest. I'm including all of those. So anyway, that is it. I had to get this video out. I'm so sorry for the different backgrounds. I know some people that bothers you. I apologize. But hey, I get this out when I can get this out. And this is important for me to do. And this is what I offer to the community. And I feel that it's important to give you all, you know, a heads up about what's energetically going on, so you can be in the know and you can be ready and prepared, and you can be, you know, everything will just come as a shock. You won't get lost in all the fear porn that's out there. So you take care, guys, and I will see you next time. Merry part until we merry meet again.